as well as the leaders group, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one point which I realized that when we should know what we are looking for, and we should be honest to ourselves.
I said that it was discussed last week.
Yeah, that's what was in the beginning here.
One should be honest to oneself. One should know what they're looking for. Okay. Do you know any reference of this, what was spoken? Thank you.
Like we were talking about, you were asking what is, I mean, one should understand what is desired, Lord's desire. So that context, I think you mentioned that.
Lord's desire.
Yeah.
Not your desire, Lord's desire.
No, we should know the Lord's desire. So in that context, I think you mentioned that one should know what we are looking for. So we should be not our desire, we should be looking for the God's desire.
Yeah, that's right. But then how do you say that our own, one should know what one is looking for? What does it mean? How does it fit in with Lord's desire? Could you help me correlate this, your realization?
I think I noted down that that we should remove, like, what our desire, like, we have a lot of desires, so we should remove those desires, and then
our desire should be removed. That is correct.
Yes. Yeah.
But you said that you should know what you want. So I'm trying to understand that point with Lord's desire. How is it correlated?
Yeah, I mean, we should know that it's only what we desire. It's the Lord's desire, not our desire. So that's what we should look into it.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is, what we mentioned is that we should know the Lord's desires.
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. And for that we have to be very honest to ourselves.
Yeah.
I must have said this reference.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes. Any other please? The leaders, please. And the IDP level devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So there was actually the 9 processes of bhakti was also discussed. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyamatam Nidam. And the main discussion was on that question, actually, how to convince the younger generations. There was a paragraph they highlighted when we were reading through. So there was a reference to Lord Brahma, Shiva, and all that. So ultimately, the supreme person is Lord Sri Krishna. So there was a lot of discussion. It was I think a lot of devotees shared their realization how we should do it, and there was a reference of Guru Gobind Singh from Sikh religion as well, and their instruction, they're very similar to what is given in Bhagavad Gita and all that. So I remember all those points being discussed, Prabhuji. So ultimately, the instruction given by Guru Gobind Singh, so Gobind Singh, Krishna, and think all those, Ram Krishna, that's what actually been preached by their Guru. So that one can actually understand that actually that is a instruction by their spiritual master is also chant the names of the Lord Krishna himself. So that establishes the supremacy of Lord Krishna again there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. There's one point I remember that the point came that Lord has a full of desires, and we need to understand it. And for that, we need to remove our desires, or we have to detach from the all the detachment should be there, and attachment to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Could you be a bit more specific? What did you discuss there? Therefore, please precisely describe all the activities and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the Personality of Godhead, who is full of self-desire and who assumes all these activities by his internal potency. So again, you mentioning what Sopan was also saying, what the Lord's desire. So again, could you repeat this point again, what we're trying to say? Hare Bol Mother, can you hear us?
Yes, Prabhuji, now I can hear you.
Okay, okay. What about Mataji could hear me? But I said,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, now I can hear you.
you heard me before?
No, Prabhuji. Sorry, there was something problem. Yeah.
So what you're trying to say is that the Lord is full of desires. That is how the discussion started.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And to understand the Lord's desires, if we have our own desires, then we will not be able to hear the Lord's desire. Okay, is it what you're trying to say? So we should be not having our desires.
Our desires, Prabhuji. We should.
So we should not have our desires. Only then we can hear Lord's desire.
Yes,
Is
Prabhuji.
what you're trying to say?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Is it no more, nothing more from seniors? Yes, Dolly Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry, I can't switch on the camera. I'll switch it on soon. I remember a few points, but the one point I remember that we discussed about how, like, there are many facts which are come from in Bhagavad Gita is from the Guru Granth Sahib. Like we spoke about, we learned about how Sikhism also when they have in their Gurbani, and also in their when they give their own preaching, there also a lot of references from the Bhagavad Gita, and there are also many names like you discussed that last time, that's also from the scriptures. So, and also I used to hear when I was back in India that I used to listen to the Gurbani, but I now can relate that a lot of their lines was from the scriptures, from our scriptures. That's what I remember. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you. Nobody else want to say anything? What about you, Parth Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu, this is my first class in this session, so I don't know what was discussed in the previous class.
So you did not hear, went to YouTube to
No,
when it's recorded?
No.
Are you planning to do that?
Yes, I'll try to find out time and do that.
So probably if you do not, then how would you? We thought that all of you who are missing out should go to YouTube and find out. And then That's why we are recording this. Up to you. Up to you. No problem. Thank you. What about Saraswati Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have missed out a few of the classes before, and I'm just catching up, Prabhuji. But the last class which we discussed, I remember a few points from there. So one was that we should know exactly what we are looking for, and then also how can we serve Krishna in 9 different types of there are 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, that shloka we discussed. And then even one of the path is, if we do it sincerely, is enough to take us to the back to Godhead, and that can also give the Krishna prema. Just even one, if we can do it sincerely, but if we can do all of them, then it's very nice. And then also that whatever we are doing, we have to be very honest with ourselves. It's good to be honest to others, but first we have to be very honest to ourselves, and then we can just do it, the bhakti, which is just the honesty basically, because if we are not honest to ourselves, then how can we do the bhakti? So these are the points, Prabhuji, I remember from the last class.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Because you guys came from India at that time, that last week.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So both of you must be pretty phased out.
Yes,
Avinash, remember discussion, last week's discussion, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, blank out.
You are in India
No.
India space.
No, I've heard in bits and pieces here and there, so I don't want to unnecessarily give some
You just came. Yeah, you had come last time. It was a bit difficult with the weather also. It's extreme cold here. So from summer you came to winter, you know.
Yeah, no, Prabhuji, I'm not yet attentive also. Yeah, no reason.
Right. Okay. Yes. Now let's hear from the beginners level. Any points, please? Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Abuji, please.
So in the starting, we discussed, you told us that the Sonak Rishi was voted in person who can ask question to Suta Goswami, because Suta Goswami was present when Bhagavatam was told by Sukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. And there were like 80,000 sages, and Sonak Rishi were voted in from them to tell Bhagavatam to Suta Goswami, ask question to Suta Goswami. And then Prabhuji, we mostly discuss about how we would tell other people about the creation, how Krishna took the how Krishna's expansion, Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu, how we would tell other people. So most of the discussion we did about that. We also
Tell other people meaning.
How we would convince them.
Other people? Who are other people?
Youth mostly.
Yeah, only youth. Youth. Yes. Okay.
One of the point we also discussed that Krishna never left Vrindavan. The other expansions were the Chaturvyu expansions, Samprashan, Pradyumna, Niruddha, those expansions.
That's right. See, very nice. Good points you said. Yeah, everybody hears what they want to hear. You know? Tell me, so the first point when you said that Sukadeva Goswami was chosen, he was present amongst instruction by. So what else was there in that point? Do you remember?
There were 80,000 sages, I think, and
Yes.
they were doing yagna for thousands of them.
Yes. That's right. So what does it mean? He was
That-
chosen. So what?
Because he was asking good, like he was qualified to ask the questions.
No, Sutta Goswami was chosen to speak because he was a student. He was a listener to the class. So what? So what does it mean?
That we are hearing Bhagavatam from right sources. There is no.
A bona fide spiritual master.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you hear from him, then you become a bona fide spiritual master too. Yeah, this is very important to understand. You get the point? So Parikshit Maharaj asked the question of Bhagavatam, yeah, to all the sages who were present there. Among them, they chose Shukadeva Goswami to speak. And when he spoke, although his guru was also present, his guru was his father. His father told Bhagavatam to his mother, yeah, when he was in the womb of his mother. So his father was a guru. And his father's guru was Narad Muni. He was also present. So his guru was also present, but still he was made the guru. Correct? And when he spoke, everybody heard as disciples. Correct? And amongst them, one of them who heard was Sutta Goswami. So Sutta Goswami's guru is who?
Sukdev Goswami.
Sukdev Goswami. And that is the reason why Sutta Goswami was asked to speak, and all the sages of Naimisharanya heard from him. So who's their guru? Who's their guru? For which Bhagavatam is given? Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami. So this lineage is like this, Parampara, Bhagavad Gita. This is a complete picture of it. Yeah? Very good. All the best. Right. Okay, any others, please? Very good. You guys are speaking more deep, you know.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Haribol.
Prabhuji, while referring to this verse, starting verse, Yadyad Vidyate, you also mentioned meaning of Anukirtaya and its significance that one should follow the description of the spiritual master and scriptures, not to mentally concoct things. That is
Yes,
very important.
very good. Very good point. Yes.
And other point that other meaning that from the verse Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the word Mumukshubhi, that refers mukti and liberation. But Vaishnav don't want that kind of. Vaishnav says Prapanchikatya Buddhaya Hari Sambandhi Vashtunaha. Like everything is in relationship to Krishna. Like even metal, if it is a Vaishnav can see that it is made by Krishna, so it is Krishna's potency or Krishna's energy. That
Very good.
these points are really like the meanings which stayed in my mind.
Yeah, very good. Very good. You guys are making notes, is it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's why. That's correct. Everybody, we have trained everyone to make notes. You know, to write down notes. I think everybody would have notes in the past also. But please make notes, even if you become big devotee. I also make notes. Keep notes with me. You know, very nice. All the best. Yes. Anybody else? Sushi Mataji, you had raised your. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I remember a few points. The one was things can be temporary, but it cannot be false. Other people say Jagat Mithya, but there is no false, because everything is coming from truth. So then how can it be false? And uh, there is an example which Prabhupada is giving is, if something is made from gold, then it is also gold, it cannot be metal. So we are coming from truth, and then we living entities or other things in the world is also truth. It will not be false. The second point is swachhandatma, without anxiety. uh, Krishna is without anxiety, but other living entities, there is one example that the boss is always in anxiety, because if he's sitting in a room, with a good room and in an AC room, but still that boss is always in anxiety, because he'll be thinking that what I should do, what I should not do, how can it this be possible? So that boss is always in anxiety. That means material world is always in anxiety, but but Krishna is without anxiety, because Krishna is peaceful. Krishna is not doing any work. And the demons were killed by Krishna, but Krishna is not killing that demons. The potency of Krishna is killing it, because Krishna is always staying at Vrindavan, doesn't move away from Vrindavan. These are the points I remember, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mother, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody else wants to say anything? Please feel. Okay, thank you. Krishnas, can we share the screen, please? And we have to come to this Sheta Upanishad 6.8. Yes. Who would like to read today? There are two fingers raised. Wonderful. Now, who are those? Shushti and Pradyumna. Okay, Shushti Matari, we start with you. Ladies first. Ladies always get privileges with us. So, thank you. Start with the words again. Natasya.
न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते, न तत्समश्चायभिद्यश्च दृश्यते। अरस्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते, स्वभावपीकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च। The Supreme Lord has nothing to do, for everything is done automatically by his various potencies. No one is seen to be equal to or greater than him. Svetashvata Vata Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 8. Shri Krishna has nothing to do personally. It is his energy that acts. When an important man wants to get something done, he simply tells his secretary, who does everything. The important man is quite confident that because he has told his secretary, his desires will be carried out. The secretary is a person, energy, Shakti. If an ordinary man within this world has many energies in the form of secretaries, then we can hardly imagine the energies possessed by Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is Jagat Ishvara, the controller of the entire universe, and thus he is managing the entire universe. Foolish people say
So,
that there is no.
this particular paragraph, this points that Krishna has nothing to do, just like material boss also has got secretaries to do the work for him or her. Yeah, Krishna has material energies working for him. Is this a good argument we can put up to anyone, these youngsters who say that God, what does God do? What does God do any work? Does he work or not? Think it's a good argument. What do you think, Mother? Is this argument Prabhupada puts up is a good argument to use against them to satisfy their
Yes,
questions? Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
Would you remember this argument again?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Would you have to read again? Shri Krishna has nothing to do personally.
Yes.
For everyone's benefit, so everybody will remember this, and we can use it as a counter to people who are asking questions about God. Yeah. Thank you very
Shri
much.
Krishna, Shri Krishna has nothing to do personally. It is his energy that acts. When an important man wants to get something done, he simply tells his secretary, who does everything. The important man is quite confident that because he has told his secretary, his desires will be carried out. The secretary is a person, energy, Shakti. If an ordinary man within this world has many energies in the form of secretaries, then we can hardly imagine the energies possessed by Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is Jagat Ishvara, the controller of the entire universe, and thus he is managing the entire universe. Foolish men, foolish people say that there is no brain behind the universe, but this is due to ignorance. By taking information from the Shastras, the scriptures, we can understand who that brain is. According to Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 10, Madhyakshena prakriti श्रूयते सचराचरं हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विप्रारिवर्तते
Again. Sing it again, slowly.
मायादक्षसेन प्रकृतिः
Maya
मया
Dhaksha.
मयादक्षेन
Very
प्रकृतिः.
nice. Very nice. So this is a sandhi. Or you must have learned sandhis in your school, in your Sanskrit or Hindi. You have learned. It's Maya Adhyaksha. Means
मयादक्ष
my supervision. Maya Adhyaksha become Maya Adhyaksha becomes Maya Adhyaksha. Maya means mind. Adhyaksha means supervision. Yeah.
मयादक्षेन प्रकृतिः.
Yes. Please continue. Very nice.
मयादक्षेन प्रकृतिः श्रूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विप्ररिवर्तते. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and inhalated again and again. We see his energies working in this material world all the time. There is thunder and rain, and from rain comes the food we enjoy. This process is outlined in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 14. अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि प्रजन्याद् अन्नसम्भव यज्ञाद् भवति प्रज्ञो यज्ञकर्म समुद्भव. All living beings subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagna, sacrifice, and yagna is born of prescribed duties. The origin of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Through yagna, sacrifice, we have to satisfy the Supreme Person, and yagnas can be executed when human society is regulated according to the Varnashram Dharma, the system of 4 social orders, Varnas, and 4 spiritual orders, Ashrams. There are 4 Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and 4 Ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyasa. These Varnas and Ashrams have their respective duties, and unless human society is divided according to these 8 scientific divisions and everyone acts according to his position, there can be no peace in the world.
Just hold on. Just hold this point, okay? Thank you. Now, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, okay, just the words which we did, just look at the translation, Krishna, thank you. Yeah. All living beings subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by the performance of yajna, the sacrifice. And yajna is born of prescribed duties. Okay? And Prabhupada explains this point, yeah? Okay? As you said. How will you explain this to the younger generation? Prabhupada explained this point. The origin of everything is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Through yajna, sacrifice, we have to satisfy the Supreme Person. The yajnas can be expected when human society is regulated according to the Varnashram Dharma. The society of 4 social orders, Varnas and 4 ashramas. The spiritual orders, there are 4 Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and 4 ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. These Varnas and ashramas have to be these Varnas and ashramas have the respective duties, and unless human society is divided according to them, this 8 system, there can not be peace. You know, I can't read the other part. It is from my screen. It breaks up. So, yeah, divided. Unless human society is divided into according to these 8 sacrifices, the scientific divisions, and everyone acts according to his position, there can be no peace in the world. Now, Krishna, have you got that photograph I sent you last week? Have you got it? Can you show it, please, on the screen? If not, then must be there. How will you explain this to a youngster who's interested in dating, intoxicating, sex, all those things? How will you explain if the person is asking this question and you have to answer this question that, well, you know what, that food rains are coming because of the of the regular principles, you know. How will you explain this? What the performance of yajna? Doesn't matter, Krishna, even if it doesn't show up, just try and show up. Can you prove this to this particular person who Krishna is going to share now on the screen, hopefully? It's going to be a challenge. It's a challenging point. Yes, Padma Prabhu, please. I'm looking for people who can take the challenge. Very nice. Let's do it.
Yes. I can try by saying that here Varnashram is described, and here it is said that there will be peace if the Varnashram, these divisions are followed. So these divisions, if we follow it perfectly, for example, now we are always looking for comfort zone.
Convince her. Okay? She has to be convinced.
Okay.
We want to give her name, we can give her name also for this. To her now. But let's know with the name. Let's see how convince her now.
So Varnashram is divisions of how the work is done in society. For example, there are always some intelligent class of people, there are some workers, there are administrative people, there are farmers. So these are already divided, but we are not following it properly. So what we are doing nowadays is we are going for more and more comfort. So eventually we are disturbing the nature cycle by having big industries, by polluting the environment, not following the if we are properly following the varnashram, there is peace in society, because in that scenario of society there is no fight for food grains. Everyone is doing their work perfectly and balancing the society, the civilization. It's balancing the civilization, not fighting.
Very good. Balancing the society. Very good. Very good. Continue.
So we are not fighting for anything specific. There is no war between nations. There is no scarcity of food, because nowadays everyone is going for corporate life, or everyone wants to be rich, and no one wants to do farming. So there is very uneven thing in the civilization nowadays. So if the Varnashram is followed, the nature cycle is perfected, and the climate change that is occurring now, it will be also regulated. So eventually we will get benefited. That point there is mentioned that rain come from sacrifice. So this is the sacrifice, that we are doing our duties perfectly and dividing it equally.
Very good attempt. Very good attempt. Thank you very much. Now, but still the question is, she's asking the question, but listen, mate, I'm studying all these books and all, becoming technological science. Why is the government forcing me to become technologist? If you say everybody cannot become farmer, I don't see myself wearing a ghungat and staying in a house in a remote village. You know? Anybody else, please? Very good. Continue this discussion. We can take this conversation forward. He raised a very good points. Please, how do we target the youth with this point? That rains are coming from yagnas. How do we prove this? I always had this question whenever I read this verse. And whenever I heard big devotees, gurus giving class on this, they speak philosophy. But I would think, how will we convince a teenager who's not coming to the temple, not interested in Krishna consciousness, or not interested in the philosophy? How do you convince them this point? Balancing. There's an imbalance that has happened today in the world. Prabhuji has mentioned. That is a very good point. Anybody else, please, can you just extend this point? No, she's saying now, yes, she's saying now the rains, but how will you rains depend upon the yagnas to be performed? I don't understand this. This is a very old technique. And I cannot live myself in the village. What do you say to this? We don't want people to live in the villages, that's for sure. So how do we convince them to stay wherever they are and be Krishna conscious? And there will be peace everywhere. Yes, sir.
Guruji, about balancing that. Yagna means sacrifice. Sacrifice is when you follow these four ashrams: brahmacharya, grahastha, vanprastha, and sannyas. So there is a stage of sannyas. So many of uh, you know youth also and elders also don't want to take sannyas. They are full of desire. They want to work and earn till last of their breath, which is indirectly not good, because uh, if they will not vacate their position, so there is no cycle running. They're just stopping the cycle.
Well done. Even if they are old, 81-year-old is still wanting to become president, and he's forgetting things. He's calling his vice president president. He's calling opposition leader vice president. He's calling his enemy his friend. All these things going on, but he still wants to hold on to the position. If you don't leave, when a youngster is going to get a chance, mate? Okay, another point. Well done. Continue. There is no peace in this world. Well, continue.
Yes, so they are fighting
The youth,
among
the youth
themselves,
will
and
like it. The youth will like it. So we're talking to the youth. Yeah, the youth will like it. Talk their language. Very good.
so the youth is, they don't have work, or they
Yeah,
don't
the
have,
France,
vision.
probably France's prime minister is how many years old? The new prime minister,
21 or something.
28. Imagine this prime minister of France is 28 years old. Youth love it. That's what you want, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Continue.
So again, this cycle will not be kept running. So youth has no vision. They will wander around. So they will eventually not do anything for society. And the point that I'm learning technology, why should I farm? You can use that technology for benefit, for easing the farming. So that can also provide a good, a balanced society, a balanced world. But
Natural
what we
farming,
want,
natural farming, very good. Natural farming.
yes.
Yes,
So
well done.
that's what we are not focusing on, and we are focusing on others' job. That I want if he's being rich from this job or something like this, we want to take it, even though we don't know. We want to learn it. We are not perfecting what we what we can do. We want to perfect what other can do. So that's why you.
Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you, well done. So now we've added another point and dimension to this. Okay, with the youth, we are saying this, that you can use our technology for the benefit of everyone, can be peaceful. You can use it better way. Now she's getting interested. Okay, but still the question is, how rains are based upon yagnas? Can you explain to me this philosophy? This is not right. So good point. So coming towards it, you caught hold of her in attention. Let's move on. Somebody else, please. Or anybody else, when you can return it also. You can come back with some other arguments too. Yeah, let's go. Nobody? So you'll be defeated? But this question, such nice points you guys have raised. Add to that points. Okay, let's hear somebody else now. If you're going to hide behind your camera off, we'll wake you up then. Okay. Sanjeev Prabhu, where are you? You are doing some work there, huh? You had mentioned your work. You are at work out of Sydney, out of your place. Come on, we need participation. We need to have some answers here. How will you convince people with this verse? Yagnas are dependent upon rains. Thank you, Padma Prabhu. We'll come back to you, Padma Prabhu. Thank you very much. Think. Peace was important point. Let's extend the peace part. Balancing peace was good point. We can't preach otherwise. Where's Parth? Parth Prabhu, come on. Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna.
So we can't see you.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you are not showing your face today?
No. Prabhu, I was just thinking about the points, but like to me, they only make sense on a very surface level. So
Yeah, okay. So you're not giving an argument there.
I'm giving like for in the support, I do not have something like I have in the support. I can say something that connects on the material plane, like how, like you said, to extend the peace point.
Yeah. Whatever
That is
point.
peace.
I'm just giving examples. You can pick up any other point and create another point, but we want to make sure how will we how will we convince her who's studying to say that,
Yes, sir.
well, you know what? All living beings, they say they need food grains. And food grains is produced from rains. And rains are produced by the performance of yagna. And yagna is performed is by the performance of prescribed duties. How are you going to convince this point to her at this age? It's a challenge. Kuchimata is saying something. There is no electricity in my place. I will turn on my camera as soon as possible. Okay, thank you very much, letting Krishna Mother. Hare Krishna. And the same point she will raise, this woman, we will give her a name. We give her some name, Miss M or something, or Miss Y. She's Miss Y. It's a good word. So Miss Y says, see, there's no electricity. So without technology, how can there be electricity? And you're saying that we go back to basics, we go back to nature. Here we can't even show our face if without technology, electricity. She's giving a one-up on us, How do we convince her? Are we convinced? Then we should be convincing her. Come on. What about our senior philosophical adults? So you give such nice big realizations on Wednesday. Such ferocious like tigers you give, tigresses. So Krishna says this and Krishna says that. Come on, bring it to the point now. Here, practical. Don't give up defeat. Don't be defeated so easily. Don't make me ask you people. Okay, raise your hands if you say I'm defeated. Raise your hands, all of you. I'll ask every one of you. Raise your hands on Zoom. If you don't raise your hands, it means you can say things, and you must say things. Okay, come on. If you raise your hand, you say, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm defeated." Okay, Krishnadas, can you switch off that Miss Y? Stop the share. Thank you. And spotlight on everyone. So Miss Y has raised a question. Let us hear. Who is the one who has raised their hands? Throw in the towel.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Can I show my Shastric knowledge?
No, but you have to convince her. I do not mind. We just need. I want everyone to learn from each other. No? I don't have an answer. So if you have an answer, please convince her. She's this Miss Y.
Yeah, prescribed duties. If everybody performs prescribed duty, then rains will happen on its time, or food grains will be produced. That's what we need to convince. So rains are not happening on time, or things are not.
That's very good. That's a very good point. Advance further. Yes.
Yes. So it means one is that they are not educated what prescribed duties are.
Yes.
And if they know the prescribed duties, then it has to be performed. They have to be convinced for performing the prescribed duty. And prescribed duty is as per Varnashram. Means all those environmental problem and all those problems goes away. And then food grains can be produced if everybody performs their prescribed duty. That's what I want to say.
Okay. So that's very good. Now let us hook to the point. What are prescribed duties now? What are prescribed duties?
Prescribed duties as per Varnashram, Prabhu.
Yeah. So what are those?
Like for Brahmin,
Brahmana's duties, Pathan, okay. Then by Kshatriya, all are good, administrative duties, Vaishya business duties, Shudra, labor class duties, no problem. All are good. Everybody can become Krishna conscious, no problem. Okay. Now, so what is the problem in following that? That's very good. Let's have somebody else answer this point. So what is the problem in following that? As you say that because they're not following, so why are they not following it? Because they're not trained. Why are they not trained? Tell me. Just jump in.
Because.
Yes. Just start. Whoever comes in, just don't worry. Just.
Because people are following casteism. That is why these varnashram.
Casteism. Okay.
Yeah. They start following because they think that if a person is born in Brahman family, they has to follow. They are Brahmanas, but this is by birth. But they think that is by birth. They are Brahmana. They are born from Brahmana family, so they are Brahmana, not by the qualifications. And they think that is due to the casteism they are following.
So what happens? That's right.
And because of that, everyone they start following those casteism, and then they don't believe in that a person who is Kshatriya, and if it they start reading the scriptures, they'll not become Brahmana. They will still think that they are Kshatriya. That means they'll not become Brahmana. They still
No.
follow the casteism.
The good points, but see, no. If you are a Brahmana, then follow the actions of Brahmana. But if you call yourself a Brahmana, not following the actions, then you are doing not as a prescribed duties.
But we have to, yeah. But in this material world, we all are Shudras. We earn and eat. So,
No,
but
so
it
it
is
means we
not
have to be
possible.
trained. We have to be trained. Last week we discussed this point. We are born Shudras. We have to be trained to become Shudra also, and
Yes.
Vaishya also, and Kshatriya. So, but then if somebody is saying I'm born a Brahmana, but I'm not acting like Brahmana, there's a mismatch.
Yes.
Correct? Between the
Yes.
actions and saying, correct? Now, do you all know that if even amongst the different varnas, if the marriage takes place, the offspring has got certain qualities. Like if, for example, if a Brahmana is a father is like a Brahmana, quality of a Brahmana, but the mother should have a quality of Brahmana, then there's a proper match. So then there will be no much of a fight. But if a man is a Brahmana, the wife is a Shudra or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, there will be mismatch, fights. The child that is born is a mix of everything, a mixed breed. Do we know this? It's a different concept. Okay? So what we have to understand is this, that generally it is mentioned that not by caste, but by one's qualities, you should marry similar kind of interest groups. Okay? But if a lady has got higher qualifications, like she is a Brahmanical qualification, husband is a Shudra or Vaishya, complete mismatch. It's not allowed in Shastra. It's very bad for Shastra. As a Shastra. Because a child that is born will become completely Upavarna. But if the husband is higher caste, not by birth, but by actions, then the child that is born takes the father's Varna. All the mix. So this is the reason why today there's so much of mixture in the production of children that nobody's following, nobody believes in it. Everybody talks about money only. And nowadays a big wedding is going on in India. The whole world is going over there. Everybody says, "Oh, such a nice wedding." But will you be able to earn that kind of income by following the bad means? Up to you. I'm not saying they're earning by bad means. I'm just saying this. It's up to you. We want honest income to finish off birth and death. Is it their objective? There is a difference, you see. What is their objective in life? What is Brahmana's objective in life? You see, what does Kshatriya do in his objective in life? So because there is a complete mismatch, there is Miss Y that we're discussing, We're discussing this Miss Y that there is complete chaos in the society because children are completely Varna Shankara. You see, when the father is not following, he's claiming himself to be a Kshatriya, but he's acting like a Shudra. Of course, he has to do a job, man. He cannot remain a Kshatriya king. There is no king nowadays. So one can go to the police or go to army, but again, there's corruption there. Policemen, they're hardly Kshatriyas. They are Shudras themselves, taking money, bribe, no intelligence. You see, pot belly, no discipline. But they are like this. So everything is corrupted. So those Kshatriyas doing the Kshatriya job, but Kshatriya is not doing Kshatriya job. You see, similarly, a Brahmana may be a Brahmana, but he has to do a job to maintain himself. So he may be very qualified Brahmana, but doing Shudra job. He's just like a Shudra, but he's a Brahmana by actions. So one has to spot this kind of people. You understand this? That is the reason why those who are preaching should somehow at least try and do their business. Let us come to that level of Vaishya as soon as possible. Not always it is possible, but at least you've got some quality, some control over your situations. Otherwise, doing somebody's job is like a Shudra job. Shudra meaning what? They cannot plan and make their own money. So the boss tells us, you do this job to this job in this time, and you'll be paid this much amount. He says, okay, boss, and he does that, and he's been showed how to do. You see? Whereas a real Brahmana or real Kshatriya is a leader. And leader does things on his own, creates situations, create opportunities, involves others, educates them, and doing what a Brahmana does. Studies, okay, and preaches. Brahmana cannot administer. So preacher has to be everything. A preacher has to be a Brahmana also, has to be Kshatriya also. Kshatriya means all administrative, nicely done. And then Vaishya also. He has to make sure that everything is running smoothly without money where big festivals are organized. But in a Brahmanical way, then money is not involved. So Brahmana way again, because Brahmana doesn't involve money. If you gave Brahmana 100 rupees, $100, he will distribute $100 to everybody. This is Brahmana. Who will do this now? We'll keep $100 in our pocket and have more money. You see? And that is true, it's all right. So this is the reason why there is complete mismatch. That's why Miss Y, please understand. That's why you are unhappy, the world is unhappy, and today even the president of the most important country, ex-president, is not safe. He was shot upon today. And he saved. Assassination attempt. Otherwise you should not have, right? Most powerful country, once upon a time, most powerful president, he was assassinated today. He didn't die, but he was shot at, past president. How is it possible? So better than him is a person who's a pauper, right? Who has no enemies. Nobody is going to worry and shoot a pauper on the streets. He's happily sleeping. On the streets only he's sleeping without any bodyguards. The Prime Minister cannot sleep on the streets and have rasgulla, man. He has to sit inside a completely protected room with sanitized, and eat his rasgulla. And there also he'll have diabetes, so you don't have rasgullas. He has to have simple bread without butter. Is this happiness, Miss Y? No happiness. This is the meaning. That's why you require. So society has to change. You have to reform. So we have to balance the society. So what did you say, Prabhu? Balance society. How do you balance society? We have to reform it. Yeah. Now, youngsters like these words. Revolution. Change. Yeah. Reform. Yeah. These things youngsters like. And this is correct. As they grow old, they are beaten up so badly, they forget about revolution, all those things. Revolution goes away, said, I want to earn my bread, man. Keep quiet, So use these words. You understand this point? All of you understand this point? So that is the reason why we have to revolutionize society by making people follow their own varnas, duties as per their varnas, and no hypocrisy. Because youngsters like this point, no hypocrisy. And adult will say, hypocrisy happens in this world. No problem. It's all right. People will cheat you. But youngsters will say, no, they should not cheat. They should stop cheating. You get this point? All of you get this point? Can you raise your hands if you don't get this point? Are these good arguments to raise? To Miss Y there? Want to add some more arguments?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I have a question. So, for Western people, or for people who aren't Indian, who haven't heard of Varnashram at all,
Yeah.
How would you explain to them that you have to work within your capacity? As having, if you have Brahmanical qualities, Kshatriya qualities, Vaishya qualities, or Shudra qualities, not to overextend that, or
it is very easy for them.
What I mean is,
we don't have to say you are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. We say that if your qualities are that of teaching, then become a teacher. Be satisfied. If your quality is to administer, become an administrator. If your quality is to work under supervision because you cannot think clearly, you cannot have vision, what is happening, what is the future holds, then you work under what has been told to you. The words need to be different. You don't have to call them, you don't have to call them, this or that,
If everyone's like situation might be different, right? So they may not be able to do those things. So then how would you answer
Yeah,
that?
perfect. So that is the reason why we have to create a situation, revolution. Srila Prabhupada, see, understand one thing. We have somehow dogmented his thinking. Here, Srila Prabhupada, Krishna is talking about revolution to the society. And of course, there will be no peace in the society. If you want peace, you have to work towards peace. And peace will not come by sitting in the armchair. You have to work into change. Today, if by hypocritically somebody is a businessman, he's saying, I'm an administrator, he's going to do business in the administration. You understand what I'm trying to say? Whereas at the same time, if somebody is a Brahmanic, as a teacher, and he runs for president, he becomes president, he doesn't know what to do, how to manage things. If somebody is a businessman, becomes president, he'll do business there. And same thing is happening in today's society. Prabhupada has started the whole movement, Krishna consciousness, by this point. But today, in his own society, there's a problem. Because everybody is a Brahmana. Somebody got initiated, 6 months, he's a Brahmana. He does deity worship. But in the temple, he's doing business. He's a Brahmana, he's a business mentality. You see? Or he's a Shudra. He doesn't understand anything, but he's been tutored upon. He's a temple head. He's Shudra. He doesn't know how to make sure that no, work has to happen like this. If you don't change right now, tomorrow will become a big problem. So change it. It's a vision of a Kshatriya. A Brahmana can have vision, but he doesn't have the strength to say, no, don't do it. Brahmana is very afraid. You see? So he cannot change. Actually, he's not to be afraid, but he doesn't have the ability to implement it. A Kshatriya will have perfect ability to implement things. He will say, if I do this, this person will react. If I do that, that person will react. So what do I do? Diplomatically. I'll hold this person up and do this work now. Do this work, then hold this person up and do that work then. So he has a plan to do things. You understand this point? Sridhar Babu, are you with me, Sridhar Babu? Do you understand this point? Can you explain this in your own words?
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Can you explain this point in your own words? You got the point? What I'm trying to say?
No, Prabhuji. Try to understand.
Sorry. You heard what I said?
Yes, Prabhuji. You're talking about actually people first they have to identify where they belong. Whether they actually fit in the category of Kshatriya, whether they fit into the Vaishya. So you talked about actually if you are actually, for example, Vaish, and if you're actually given the position of a president, so in administrative class, obviously your nature is not like that, so you will create a chaos. So that's what I understand. So one has to identify and given the position accordingly, their qualities, so they can manage it effectively.
Yes, that is Varnashram. That is perfect Varnashram. So if somebody, yes, Padma Prabhu, tell me. There's a point, yeah. This has to be understood very well. It's a very complex subject, and people are not understood this. Okay, but somehow I have the vision. I wanted to have this very clearly defined in our Hare Krishna WECAN. Because Prabhupada has revolutionized things, and we have forgot revolution. Prabhupada rejected everything. Moon landing rejected. Today we say, hey, if somebody says moon landing, I don't believe in moon landing. He's a conspiracy theorist. He was the first one to say there was nobody landed on the moon. This is a lie. Nobody can go to the moon. It's a false thing. He was the first conspiracy theorist. We know. But we don't think like this. Yes, Brother Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhu, I had one question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Prabhu, in the Varnashram that we're saying that we have to identify, so who has the authority to, or do we identify ourselves that I am capable of this, or someone else?
Very good. Very good question. Very good. Who has answer for this? Who has answer for this? Any leaders, please? It's a very good question. Many of you are qualified, you're studying scriptures.
Dumna, can you repeat your question? I probably missed something. Sorry, bro. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I asked that who decides where we belong? Like, who decides I have Brahminical qualities or Vaishya qualities? Like, do I decide myself or someone higher than me decides for me?
Higher than you, who's following the system. Otherwise, they're not qualified. They'll have their mental concoction. And I believe that one person who thinks that I've got Brahminical quality or I'm this quality or that quality, probably he's also in the mental concoction. Somebody has to tell him who is qualified, who is actually pure devotee, that where are you at? And that's the problem, that how to get those kind of devotees. The system is so corrupt. As Amrish Prabhu says, it is a revolution, but revolution without leader is impossible. That's my thought, Prabhu.
But I have a question.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry. Okay, let my wife go.
Sorry. So I was just thinking about this point, when we're discussing that Srila Prabhupada also created within the society, like by seeing the qualification of the person, Srila Prabhupada gave the tasks to the person or the service to the person. So, just as an example to understand, Pradyumna Prabhu, your question. And I think that also this point, just on this point of Miss Y's question of that she doesn't want to leave her technology and she doesn't see herself doing farming, I was thinking that you can, Miss Y, the thing is that Arjuna, who is great leader, he was a Kshatriya, wanted to leave, take sannyas, and not do the war. What did Krishna tell him to do? He said, no, you fight, right? So you don't have to leave where you are, and you don't have to do farming. That's the point that we can convince Ms. Wal, like what you want to do. And then as Avinash Krishna Prabhu said, yes, it has to be guided. So there is always a tendency for everyone. When we are choosing, Krishna, that's to your point, when you're asking how you say to Westerners, you can say like everybody chooses a profession. Sometimes you are very fortunate to choose your profession by choice. Sometimes, like in Indian families, we are told what, many of us do what our parents want us to do. We choose a career which our parents want us to do. In Western world, there is no opportunities. So people choose whatever they see or whatever, or some people have opportunities. They, choose as per what their liking is, if they can. Some people don't have the choice and they have to just do. And then you can give this example that if you choose a career which you are interested in, then you're happier as a materialistic point of conviction. But if you choose something which you're not aligning with, then you're constantly struggling and fighting against your own nature. That, I don't feel like doing this. I feel like doing. So many people work after working. They feel, oh, I wish I would change my profession or something like that. So that is, I feel is a core, like it's a very core thing that you also know within your heart what is your liking. Somebody would like to just read the scriptures and they spend hours reading the scriptures. Our dear Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, have spent hours and hours reading scriptures. And it is not very easy to do that, to be able to sit for 6 hours, 8 hours. Some people can do that. I've seen it, in my own life also. And some people just like to do the work. And some people like to administer things. So I feel that we are already doing it. But because it's not in an organized way, and it's not because we are not following how it is said in the scriptures. And that is why it's a mismatch. Just another point I just thought always. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Many points raised here. And just to the point about, so you have a leader who will show what is the right thing, correct? But in Kali Yuga, you can't even trust a leader, man. How do you do that? See, Srila Prabhupada set up this system, correct? But today, we have seen within the society, somebody is not qualified, he is doing Brahmanical activities. So, Avinash Prabhu, how does this relate then?
Sorry, Prabhu, I think you're right, actually,
He
that
created a perfect system.
there is, yes, there is this point is very valid, that sometimes it can be that the leaders may not have the right intent, and sometimes it might be that for your own personal benefit, you're asking somebody to align in a certain direction. So that is correct. That you need to have a leader that you can trust.
See, more and more, this is a fact. What you're saying is 100% accurate. You require a leader can teach you. That Prabhupada wanted it. And Srila Prabhupada said 50% of our work is done, 50% is remaining, 50% is remaining. And there is establishing Varnashram system. And he could not establish Varnashram system. It became a big problem. And nobody can set up. Because people can't trust everybody the whole way. Because those leaders who were supposed to be doing things, those leaders cheated everybody. I'm sorry to say this is recorded, but hold on, there's an echo going. Yeah. So, and they were on record to cheat people completely the moment Prabhupada left the planet. So how do you answer this question, Avinash?
Prabhu, this question is not only.
This is a very correct answer. Is absolutely right.
Yeah.
To understand my predicament, what I'm trying to say, this discussion is this: that answer is correct. So how do we have a practical way in which this is also there, that is also there? You have to wear a hat of Brahmana and Kshatriya also, and Shudra and Vaishya also. See, 3 hats to make sure that our future generation, this recording which you've done today, this, if I pray, if Guru Maharaj continues this preaching, when I die, you die, when all of us die, and the generation who has not seen us are watching the program Hare Krishna WECAN, what will they understand? How do you understand these leading questions? Because I want this to be recorded. And people have criticized me to say there are people who have told me, you say all these controversial things in your programs. What is the benefit? I said, thank you very much for watching. Why are you watching me? If you don't watch me, you don't have anything else to do, better things to do. They have told me this, come and told me. Said, my worry is this: if at all this program continues by chance, if tomorrow we all die, they should have something to fall back upon. Otherwise, this is what will happen. Today, more and more things are coming out. What Prabhupada said is nobody's speaking about. Now it has come out. It was suppressed for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And now Prabhupada recording coming out on points. So I believe, just be with me, Krishna Babu, be with me, that yes, you require a leader and you require to your own study also. Take up your own responsibility too. That is the reason why if you study yourself with your own buddhi, your buddhi may be very Brahmanical, intelligent buddhi, you will understand it much better. If your buddhi is that of a Kshatriya, you understand in a different way. Vaishya, you understand a different way. Shudra, you may understand nothing, something at least, but at least you will study something. And then you can make a call. So nobody can cheat you. And then we leave you. So this is what I came out with a solution. What do you think of this? Yes, Krishna Das, will come to you. This is the important point. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, I fully understand what you're trying to bring up. And that's a problem youths are also facing. They don't know whom to trust. Forget about ISKCON society or some other.
No, not youth. Even we adults are feeling the same thing. Whom to trust?
Yes, same here. So don't know whom to trust. And then Krishna consciousness. But you have given a solution also. Read the books. Find your own way. Take responsibility. And like we have been discussing about getting Diksha and all those things. So getting Diksha becomes a mechanical thing unless you have got a Shiksha and you have to get a Shiksha from somewhere. So it's a very complex situation we have created.
Hare Prabhuji, you'll not believe. I had a situation where such an old devotee come and said, Hare Prabhupada was poisoned. I did not know. Then you woke up now. What can I do, man? So he came and broke my head. What do we do? I said, how do I commit? I said, it's up to you. Ask your guru. And he's recorded. He said in the words, in his own words, somebody poisoned me. Oh, well. And they say, Prabhu, you concentrate upon your preaching, you concentrate upon your bhakti, don't worry about other things. And this is what they were told. So what to do? See, if you are going to preach, there's a great disservice being done by the leaders, you know. They've made a mess, total mess everywhere. So we're navigating things with our way, the future generation. And I do not want any ambiguity in our programs at least. No ambiguity, it's black and white. This is how it should be. So I'm sticking my neck out. I told that devotee, you woke up now, you did not know. I said, no, I did not know. After all these years, I'm doing all this running around for so many years, and now I realize, Prabhupada has been poisoned. Oh my God. I said, okay, well, nobody seems to talk about this. It's recorded. Those who are talking will be shunted out. It's ridiculous. Is it not? It is. Imagine this, tomorrow I run Hare Krishna weekend. I'm such a small person, right? It's like this, right? If I say, if I die, Krishna is not taking care of me, somebody else takes care of me. Instead, I've been poisoned and I'm dead. And you suppress this information for so many years. It comes out when somebody like Snowden, this guy retrieved the video cassettes, audio cassettes, and showed it to people. Here, well, listen to this. And that's when the boom fought. Oh my God, this is what happened. Imagine this. Would you believe if I say this, I've been poisoned? Would you keep quiet? Well, well, well. So now tell me, with this Miss Y, why would she listen to you with all this mess? Why would she listen to you? Okay. Krishnadas, you had something to say?
Hare Krishna. Just on Padma Guru's question, I have another question as well. That your actions may change, right? Because you're also growing as a person. So you may be thinking that you may be acting in a Brahmanical way or something.
No. Your profession may change, but your mood bhut, the nature will not change.
What if can you grow as a person?
You can, of course, you can grow as a person. But if you are not interested in making money, okay, all right, a Brahman, a businessman will beg, borrow, steal, make money. He's interested in making money. That's it. Full stop. And today, that beg, borrow, steal businessman makes a big party for his children's marriage. Everybody's going there, dancing, because they have been paid money to dance. And this person who's a Brahmana, keeping quiet, is living in a hut. Nobody looks after him. You see, his children will say, what have you given to us? Nothing, no? I will not become a Brahmana. I don't want to become Brahmana. Go to hell. It's Kali Yuga. So we have to work in a way that a Brahmana also has to make some money and keep some money for the children. And then say, become a Brahmana. He said, okay, my father was rich. You're still a Brahmana. I'll become Brahmanical quality. He may not become so big rich by cheating. But, sorry, there's echo coming again. Right. But, yeah, but at least he's kept some money for me. So I'll follow he was living peacefully. You get the point, Krishna? So
yeah.
we can grow, but we cannot change our nature.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. So in that case, then for Padma Prabhu's question, if we cannot change our nature, then why do we need someone else to tell us what our nature is? Is the answer?
No, but then the question is this: who will tell us what is our nature? That was Avinash Prabhu's point.
Yeah, Padma Prabhu's question was that do we find out ourselves, or will someone tell us?
Yes. So Avinash Prabhu said, you require somebody else to tell you.
So do you require?
Hold on, that is a correct answer. You require a person like Prabhupada who were completely unbiased, telling things as they are. But today the problem is this, that Whom do you trust? Because those who are supposed to be trusted, they said, Prabhupada appointed me Guru. 12 of them. After Prabhupada were poison case and all, that's when everything came about. After that, they realized, hey, you were not appointed gurus, man. What are you doing? They say, hey, sorry, we cheated. Huh? We did not say like that. They didn't say sorry. And all of them are dead except one. Either somebody died, somebody this, somebody was accident, somebody died in COVID, alone in the hospital in the USA. All these things have happened. Complete mess. And one person has got so many difficulties in the body. As compared to that, Guru Maharaj passed away so peacefully, man. And we would have thought all these people will have thousands of people chanting Hare Krishna when they pass away, when they die. Nobody there. So we are in a mess. So that is the reason why we say that yes, that's right. According to your capacity, you study. That's why Prabhupada, what did he do? Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj had this vision. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Prabhupada. Yes, Pathu, we'll come back to you, yeah? You raise your hands, thank you. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj had a vision, this is going to happen in Kali Yuga. So what did he say? Abhay Charanaravindra Prabhu, whenever you got money, you print books. He said that. Why print books? You all are very clever, no? So tell me your answer. Why print books? See, this is a very Brahmanical discussion, okay? A person who is not Brahmanical will get bored. He'll get fried out in the meantime by this discussion itself. For those who are not, they are intriguing. So tell me, why did Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Prabhupada ask his disciple Srila Prabhupada to write books? This video will go in a very important folder, okay? I never thought it would become so interesting. I had some idea, but it is very interesting.
Can I try and answer?
Yeah, please. I'm asking you a question. Why do you think he asked this question?
Because for the longevity, because the books are rule books for the next 10,000 years.
That's right. So what does it mean? Rule books meaning what?
Meaning they can't be changed.
Yeah, that's right. That means I may say today something verbally and I may change it. Oh, I did not say it.
Yeah.
Prove it to me. But if I write it down in black and white, you say, here it is written down. What do you say? Do you understand this? So this was one guru's vision. And he chose one disciple, perfect disciple, to say, now you will write the books and you will stake your neck out to the world, which the world will read even after you and me are gone. And they'll become Krishna conscious. This is the velocity, the intensity of this point of writing books. And that is when Prabhupada said, my books will be valid for 10,000 years. So how can you say he's dead and buried? He said, I'm alive in my books. He said this. But we're not listening to it. We don't listen to it. He said, I'm alive in my books. I will never die. He said this. He said that. It's written. It's there in audio recording. And for 10,000 years, my books will be law books. So what is the question? Challenge. More and more people are now coming and telling me, Hare, you are doing best preaching, man. I would like to do that. So many of others have become like me now, be independent thinking and all. One of them has become guru also. So I don't care about this. Hey, here in New Zealand, I don't care about this thing. I initiate disciples. A nice devotee. Very nice. It's how can you become guru? I'm not ISKCON. Forget about it. Go on. You do what you want to do. We don't follow anybody. It is their business. But anyway. So you get this point, Krishna Das. The importance of writing the books black and white. Nobody can. That's why I'm recording this. So if at all, I wish that one day you'll continue this legacy, Krishna Das, Krishna Swami, Krishna Prabhu, and all others will follow you, support you. They will have their own preaching programs, fine, but they'll support you. And this audio recording will be recorded and say, where are we missing? What do we do? What do I do? Do this. It's given here. Sticking our neck out. Why Prabhupada has done it? I'm follower of Prabhupada. I can't do it. And you should also do the same thing. So it's not that simple. Because this world is controlled by Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga personified and Maya Devi personified are out to destroy everything. That's why if you're very honest preaching, very, very honest, in the blazing fire, I always say, you'll be protected in the blazing fire. Yeah? Is it okay, Krishnadas? You got your questions answered?
Yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna. I understand now also with Avinash Prabhu's answer why
Yes.
it's important for someone more senior to you to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, that's right. And you have to study yourself too, otherwise you'll be cheated. That's why I tell everybody, I will cheat you. Don't follow me, don't trust me. Have I said this to everybody? Privately and publicly? Do not trust me, I'll cheat you. I'm not. So you study. And I'm telling you what I'm studying from, correct? And I'm encouraging you, what you teach, the same way. I read this, you read this, study, no problem, same books. So no question of ambiguity. I'm not reading something else which I'm not telling you. No, that will not take me back to Godhead. Parampara means knowledge. Full stop. Full stop. Okay. Partho, you had a question? You had raised your hands.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for these points, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I had some questions. Like what the points that we are discussing, they seem very idealistic. In the sense that I was just thinking, let's say if I want to implement some of this teaching from today itself, right? Regarding Varnashram, I'm just thinking as Miss Y, right? So,
Yes.
So the thing is, Prabhu, like as you correctly said in that in some previous points that the Kshatriyas today, the soldiers or police or whatever, they're after bribe, they take bribe, they're after money, right? And so is every other person in the world, they're after money. And money, they're loyal not to their dharmas or duties, but to money. Wherever the money flows, they go. For example, just a small example, in India, there is a overflow of software engineers right now, right? Like so many software engineers, because everybody knows software fields pays well. People are getting big packages, so everybody wants to become a software engineer. Few years back, it was about mechanical, doctor, CAIS. So these brained people, as we call them or whatever, they change what they want to become for the sake of money, not because they feel like, oh, I'm a Brahman, I'm more suited to this. Oh, I'm like this, I'm more suited to mechanical, or even a doctor or whatever. They change based on their where the money is, right? So if the dictate of the present yuga is money, then how do and we have to follow that, because let's say if I today decide that okay, I identify myself as, or not myself, I think, and my seniors and everybody has told me that okay, you have brahmanical qualities or whatever, and you need to like live like a brahmana, and I go live in my heart. And but you said that the brahmana also needs to earn, right? But if I follow that and nobody else around me is following that, then am I not at a loss? Because then uh, my lifestyle and everything is considerably lower, and this just thinking of as a youth. I'm not talking about okay, I will have pleasure chanting or doing deity service. I'm just talking as a new person who will hear this, right? So then, am I not at a advantage to the rest of the world? Second point, third point, I think, or second point is that Prabhu, you said that as a Brahmana, if I get 100 rupees, I distribute that 100 rupees. But I also, as a Brahmana, you said for Kali Yuga, we have to wear many hats and we need to earn money. But if somebody says that I'm a Brahmana, where is the limit of earning that money? Yes, we have read the verse Satyahara Prayasascha, right? Prajalpo Niyamagraha. We have read that verse. But if where is that limit, Prabhu? Like, because we have also discussed in the classes that, okay, we can earn millions and billions of dollars and still be connected to Krishna if it is all for Krishna. But then practically living and earning, and from the past some years, I've seen this happen, Prabhu, with me. I don't know if it happens with other people. We can justify very easily that we are earning for Krishna, but not implement it. Yes, we can have our house as a temple, but our heart is not there. Right? There are so many struggles and problems over there. So like I asked you a couple of things on a very pragmatic level on how to implement that. So
Okay.
Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good points. Good question. See, answers to your question about how much is too much. It requires training. Right now, you are just starting your study of scriptures. You've not digested it. So even one verse, you digest it after a certain age, certain stage. You'll be able to implement all these things easily. So one is to get knowledge. Second is to retain the knowledge. And retaining the knowledge means to digest the knowledge in the stomach and the brain. And you have to change your behavior. When you do that, then you know how much is too much. Till that time, you are also like other people who are greedy. No, you means not you, don't get me wrong. That's what I want to say. You means any person. Till that stage where one is not digesting one's own knowledge, one is running around like other people, making money. Because nothing is enough. That is the reason why Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj told me, instructed me, one of the very few instructions to say that anybody who comes to you in your programs, Amrish, Maharaj, before 1 year before departure, Maharaj said this to me, instructed me. Make sure everyone who comes to you, Amrish, make them satisfied. Please. After you make them satisfied, then they'll be satisfied. They can continue their bhakti. The satisfaction you can come. Satisfaction will come only by your intelligence. If you do not apply your intelligence of the scriptures and implement in your life, you will not be satisfied. First, if you do not study, there's nothing to digest. You'll jump, you'll never be satisfied. You are actually in a very good position yourself in your life. But you will not know this because there is no scriptural study and there is no implementation of the scripture. Okay? The moment you have these two things, then you are satisfied. Because you know, whatever I want is here in front of me, but because I feel I don't have, I'm jumping up and down. I'm studying. Today's instruction, what is today's instruction of Maharaj? Today's calendar. What is today's calendar? Can anybody read, please? Devotional service. If you are agitated, you are not doing devotional service, that means you are doing your devotional service for your own pride. This is the point. We use bhakti for our own pride. Pride meaning everything. Non-satisfaction is pride. Foolishness is pride. Ignorance is pride. Because pride means all this is there. When your intelligence is submissively, when intelligence is surrendered, you got pride, you got false ego, you got everything with you. So this question, what is too much, requires time. It is not a question about me coming and telling you, here's a fetter, you give me $5 and you'll take a lollipop and eating lollipop. Anybody who says this is lying. And there are people who are selling this, and there are people who are buying this, but we are not interested in you. Why? Because I've got my money in my bank account. So somebody gives me $100, I'll say, no, I've got $1,000. You want $1,000? I'll give it to you. Don't tell me this. I've got enough, more than enough. Thank you very much. Now, this position is come at not ABCD stage. This come at a different stage. But if you are at an A stage, you have to come to that stage of Y, Z, or whatever, X, Y, whatever Z is, or D, or C, or D, or A, or A plus. But this is, if you do not earn this, I can guarantee you there's no question of devotional service, there's no question of going back to Godhead. No question about it. Is this clear? So, well, you should know whom to get knowledge from, how knowledge is given, implement the knowledge, digest it, and thoroughly do it yourself. And then you'll know. Okay? What were the other questions? You had 3 questions. This is 1 question.
I think, Prabhu, I think I mixed 1 and 2, but whatever I remember, I'll tell you. First question was as Miss Y. I would say that if I'm very happy with implementing Varnashram in my life from now on, and I want to know what are the next steps for it.
Yeah.
How do I practically do it?
But others are not doing it.
Sorry.
But others are not doing it.
Yeah, but others are obviously like I am interested, and the world is
Yeah.
not like that, right?
Yeah. This is a question, right? So no problem. This question everybody raised. I had a question or two myself. Okay. So don't worry about the world. Worry about yourself. What you do not know. Sorry, again, I'm not saying what you. I'm saying what we. I said what we do not know. Is this that bhakti, if performed very sincerely and diligently, is so powerful that money will also come if you want. Opulence will also come to you for you to be satisfied completely in your position. And you want to become, you have got Brahmanical qualities, you become Brahmanical qualities. You work hard, you become Vaishya, Shudra also to earn some money. You can earn some, doing some business, no problem. But this heart burning should be there. Studying and reading Bhagavatam. You may do, I have got businesses which I run. I'm not saying I'm Brahman, I'm just telling you this point. You can do the job, I had job. You can do your job, but you should come back to Bhagavad, studying of scriptures and implementing the scriptures. Nobody is stopping your income to come into your bank account, right? Yeah, but because we are not satisfied, we say, Hare, but I'm not Brahmana. Who's saying you're not Brahmana? You have to earn money for temporary. This is called temporary adjustments to be made to maintain your lifestyle and maintain your situation. So that's why today nobody can say it in our house is a hut. Nobody can say this. Everybody will say, hey, I want to live in this kind of house. Don't get me wrong, please do not. I'm just telling you because you people are, I'm training you guys and the future generations. Avinash Prabhu's house is such a big house, such a nice house. You're the first one like this. Everyone like this. You must understand these points. It happens. You do not have faith. I'm telling you. And people who have got multi-million-dollar business and all that, they come and say, no, what a house, man. And I said, oh, how much did you pay for it? I did not pay anything. I've told this to everybody. I paid nothing, 0 money. Don't ask me why. I do not know. Don't say I'm pure devotee because I'm not a pure devotee. But I'm telling you this secret because it is a fact. You do not know this. You try to be very sincere. Try to be stable. Try to study. So back to the point, who stop? If you are a Brahmana, you go and study, you go and do your work. You got to do your work to maintain your family. Do your work. Negotiate hard. If you're getting 10,000 rupees, negotiate 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees salary. After you get a salary in the bank account, you back to your business or studying, preaching, teaching, implementing, changing. How much of 1 lakh that you're spending is up to you. But if you're not Brahmana, you spend 100,000 immediately, you spend it because you're a Shudra. A Brahmana will spend, I don't need 100,000 for I'm keeping it for myself and future, no problem. So I will buy a big house tomorrow, no problem. I may spend 5,000 of it, or 10,000, 50,000 of it. 50,000, I keep it aside. A Shudra will say, Hare, I got 1 lakh rupees, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to buy this. Brahmana say, I buy a car too. But do I need a big car? Yes, I need a big car. I'll buy a big car, no problem. After that, it's like everything is there. Other money should be in the bank account. You understand? But I'm studying my books. Nobody can stop this. You understand this point? And this expertise which you're doing in your job, this Bhagavatam study, Bhagavad Gita study will help you to do your own business one day. And you say, forget about it, I'll do my own business. But why? Business, my income become $1 million from the 1 lakh rupees. How much do I need? Not much really. I'm live in a bigger house. Yeah, that's a bigger house. So, but why? What more? Anything more? Aeroplane I'll need. Okay, aeroplane. But I'll need the Bhagavatam every day. And this is what I want. But after $1 million, if you stop reading Bhagavatam, then you are a cheater. Then you are never a Brahmana. You understand this point? And this will come over a period of time. There is a meaning when I said last week that you have to be honest to yourself if you want to understand desires of Krishna. Because you cannot have desires of Krishna when you have got your own desires which you are shading in the garb of something else. Okay. Now we all are like this. I'm also like this. And again, I'm saying you, meaning actually I should say me or us. Do not misunderstand me, Prabhuji. You had a good question. So, but if we have got these kind of side motives, then how can we become Krishna conscious? You understand this point? This will take time, but that's why you require guidance. And that's why Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj said, read books, write the books. Somebody will read the books. And Prabhupada said, if one person becomes a devotee, pure devotee, reading my books, I'll consider my whole mission a success. To that level, they've brought down the expectation. Okay? So don't worry. So Miss Y, we are saying that do not worry about other people if they want to change things. You become peaceful. And when you become peaceful, now I'll tell you one more thing. If we sit in our own home and chant sincerely, chant, I'm not talking about anything else, okay? Or read, if you want to read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita sincerely. Everyone around you within the house will be satisfied. I'm not saying there'll be no fights. I'm saying that there'll be stability. Stability. Because you will have the broad vision. Others may not have. And you'll be surprised to know your surrounding areas will be satisfied too, peaceful too, slowly over a period of time. Srila Prabhupada, when he started the movement by chanting in the Tompkins Park Square, correct? In one place, correct? And we say, yeah, he started the movement, now such a big thing happened. How did it happen? We are so foolish. We don't understand these things. Prabhupada said, I was chanting not to collect crowd, but to glorify the Lord. If he wants, he would bring the crowd. And today, whole world is become his home. So why not us following in his footsteps? We may not be as pure as Prabhupada, but at least we can follow him, no? He's our guru, we'll follow him. Or he's dead and buried, he's gone somewhere, Prabhupada was somewhere finished. That's what people did. While he was alive, they neglected him also. We think he was not neglected. Now we are glowing Prabhupada. At that time it was not so case. Of course, they took good care of Prabhupada. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not taking care, but what is controversies then? Yeah. Is this clear? All the answers are clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. So, Prabhu, like back to the initial point about rains on this one. So,
yeah.
So basically, our answers have come down to a thing that, yes, we can explain. That's what I was saying when you first asked me that, what are my views? Like, first time you asked me, I said I'm contemplating on that. It's what I was thinking was there are two, like, when you preach to somebody new, you're telling them something that they can experience with their own eyes, right? We are telling them, okay, bring peace, environmental change, climate change, and all of that, which which can fit in their head. But actually, we're not telling the complete truth because they cannot digest it right now.
No. We're telling them everything.
So,
what we're telling them is this, Prabhu. Just hold the point. What we're telling them is this. If you want to remove all the thorns and pebbles on earth, there are two ways of doing it. Either you make the whole earth full of rubber, carpets, or you wear your shoes. Right now, you're not wearing shoes, and the whole world is full of thorns. So everybody's crying. So we're teaching you to be satisfied and wear shoes and walk wherever you go. And tell others, wear the shoes too. Jare dako tare ko Krishna upadesh. Amar agnar guru hona tara e desh. Mahaprabhu did not say anything else. Amar agnar, he said, on my direction you become guru and you preach Krishna consciousness to everybody. This is the meaning of it. You understand this point? So tomorrow there will be no rains or excessive rains. There will be a lot of problems, correct? but we are happy. Srila Prabhupada in 1965, 66 had given a class in America at the very initial stage. I've heard so many classes of Prabhupada, original classes. It's online. I don't know why you guys don't listen. And everything is nectar. You may think it is repeated. It's not repeated. Because we are listening, we are repeated. Or we are manda buddhi. Everything is new, fresh. Prabhupada said this point. Okay, hold this point about the whole world is in turmoil, but we are okay. Right? Srila Prabhupada said this, that we remember as a child, Prabhupada said, when there was Dukal. What is Dukal called in English? There was famine.
Famine.
Famine in West Bengal and Bengal. In British time, there was a big famine where some 30 million people died. And that fraud Prime Minister of UK, what is his
Churchill.
name? Churchill. It was an artificial famine which he created. Prabhupada says this, that there was a famine in Bengal. And it was artificially created. Prabhupada said this in the lecture. And Prabhupada said that everybody was dying. But those who were Krishna conscious were somehow satisfied and surviving. And we would receive letters from some internal areas, villages of some Vaishnavas who would write to us that things are very difficult, but somehow we are managing. So Prabhupada said, this is how Krishna protects. Even amongst all the turmoil, Krishna protects. At that time, Prabhupada said, and their instructions I'm saying, repeating this point, will say that the whole world will be a problem. You become satisfied, become Krishna conscious. The rain will not fall, but you'll get some water. You don't worry about it. Slowly like this, everybody will change. And then when you sit down and chant, more chants, more become for the prescribed duties, the more they will become satisfied, more rains will come. But the fact is that it comes to prescribed duties. And prescribed duties means sense control. So Miss Y, today everything is a problem because there is no sense control. Boy and girl meets, they cannot be friendship, they have to have sex. There's sex with animals, nothing new. No, it's in higher planets also. Don't think it is only in here on earthly planets. Okay. Between young and old and all this nonsense is going on. Nothing new. It's there since immemorial. So if you really want to understand this, Miss Y, then prescribed duty means you have to sense control. And don't worry about the others. They may not do sense control, but you do it. You be satisfied. The person who is not controlling the senses is not satisfied. That's why he's not controlling his senses. If we are satisfied, we are controlling our senses. A person may come running to you naked for whatever reason, but you're not interested. You are not interested in this. Why? Your senses are controlled. That person's senses are not controlled. You understand this point? A person will come and take bribe to you, give bribe to you. You're not interested. Why? Because you are happy with your 1 lakh rupees in your bank account. But if you're not happy, you say, I'll take that 5 lakh rupees today. It'll help me tomorrow. Very fast I'll become. But if you hold on to the 1 lakh rupees, the 1 lakh rupees will become 1 million. Over a period of time, yes, but you will get the maximum peace and satisfaction in your heart. So the person who's bribing you, 5 lakh rupees, is bribing not you, but your position, what you can do. And he's going to take some money out. Nobody's giving anything free money to you. There's always something back. And you're finished. Do it once, you're finished. I'm telling you this because I've gone through everything. You name it, I'm not preaching just out of nowhere. I'm preaching after I've gone through everything. All kinds of bribing, exploitation has been lured to me. And I hope in the future I'm not corrupted as I was corrupted in the past. I'm telling you this. Trust me. You youngsters, trust me. Srila Prabhupada has not cheated us. You study Srila Prabhupada's books, implement in your lives, and your tutors, I can speak on their behalf. They will not correct me. They will not be angry at me. Because I'll train them the same way. And they'll train you the same way. That your leaders will, if you study yourself, Vyasa Prabhupada's books and implement it, And judge your leaders. Are they cheating you or not? If they're not cheating you, then why are you not worried? Why are you worried about them? You are in good hands. So we are telling you, don't trust us. Trust Prabhupada, correct? And one day we are telling you, do the same thing. Tell others. Don't trust me, trust Prabhupada. This is our perfection. This is parampara. Give yourself time. Okay, so it's not a pragmatic question. This is how it is. Wear slippers, the whole world is full of the thorns are gone. You don't know how to do this. That's why you're worried about the world. I had the other day a very, very senior devotee tell me that many times I feel my heart is very pained, I become helpless. Because I see so much sorrow in the world. I cry. I felt, you're worried about the world, you're worried about yourself, man. I could not because he was much senior to me. So why do you worry about the world? Krishna is worrying about the world. You worry about your own self. You are crying. You are not satisfied. You have 4 wives. And that's why you are not satisfied. Okay. All right. Is this point clear? Don't worry. This will be recorded. This will be kept in our important folder. Okay. Important folder is all important folders. Anybody can check important folders. I'm sticking my neck out. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Okay. We are gone on the time. I wanted to finish the class today. But it was a good discussion. Can we just take about 15-20 minutes and finish off this particular chapter? Because the next chapter is very important. What is the next chapter? Otherwise, we'll not be able to finish this whole thing. What is the next chapter? Can anybody read the next chapter? The title, please. Chapter 4. Krishadas?
Approaching a bona fide guru.
That's right. That's the next chapter. I want to do it next 2 sessions. This will be done. Approaching a bona fide guru. Okay, so is it okay? Just can quickly read this point. Anything what we discussed so far? Any questions from anybody, please? No? Okay. Krishadas, can you please share the screen? Let's move on. Thank you, Miss Y, for asking all these questions and for enlightening us. Miss Y is Miss Young. That's called Miss Y. Right. Please. Who was reading? Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Varnashramaachara vata Urushnena parapuman Vishnur aradhyate pantha Nanyatatso Tattosha The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashram. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishnu Puran, Canto 3, Chapter 8, Verse 9. The ultimate goal of all activity is the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Na te vidhu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Verse 5, Chapter 5, Verse 31. Foolish people do not know that their ultimate interest is the satisfaction of Vishnu. Therefore, when there are dharmasya glani, discrepancies in dharma, Krishna or his incarnation personally comes. It is therefore said, Yad vidyate Bhagwan. Although he comes, he has no anxiety. He comes by his internal potency and he does not take help from anyone. He possesses a variety of energies, all of which work correctly and perfectly. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate Swabhavika Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. Impersonalists cannot understand how everything is being carried out perfectly because they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mohitam nabhijanati mam ibhya param avyayam. As stated by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 14, Devi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Being covered by the three modes of material nature, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, the Supreme Lord reveals himself to his devotees. It is our business to understand Krishna in truth. Then our lives will be successful. It is not that we can succeed by understanding Krishna superficially. It is therefore stated here, Tani me shraddha dhanasya kirtanai anukirtaya. The word anukirtaya, as we have initially pointed out, means that we should not manufacture anything. The word anu means to follow. Therefore, the Bhagavad Tattva or Bhagwan can be understood only by the parampara system, the system of disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajasya yo vidu sakalane hamahata
Viduhu.
viduhu sakalene hamahata yogo nashtha parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 2. Formerly the kings, rajas, were great saintly persons. They were not ordinary people engaged in drinking and dancing. They were all rashish, sages, up to the
Rushi.
time of
Rushi.
rishis, sages, up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit. They were trained in such a way that they were not ordinary men but were called Narad Dev. Narad Dev refers to Bhagwan in the form of a human being.
Naradev.
Naradev.
Naradeva. Nara means human, Deva means God, demigod.
Naradev refers to Bhagwan in the form of a human being. The king was worshipped because he was Rajashri, both a king and a sage.
So
Shri
it's
Krishna
Rajarshi.
says,
See, Rajarshi means Raja Rishi. Raja means king and Rishi means sage. This called Rajarshi, that's correct. Your pronunciation is correct, Rajarshi. I'm giving you the meaning of it. Raja Rishi. Raja meaning king, Rishi meaning sage. Rajarshi. They were called Rajarshi. That's why they were called representative of God on earth. The kings, not the guru. Even the Nepal king was called Narayan, representative of Narayan. Okay, but he's not Rajarshi. He was a fraud. What I've heard can be wrong, but I don't think I am. He was kicked out. Anyway, Hare Krishna. Let's continue.
Shri Krishna says that if the king knows the purpose of life, he can rule well. If he does not, he thinks that eating, sleeping, sex, and defense are all in all. In this case, his subjects live like animals. Today, no one knows the object of human life. Therefore, although the foolish people of this age are trying to be happy, their hopes will never be fulfilled. Na te vidu swartha Gatim hi Vishnum Durashyaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, verse 5, chapter 31. People are trying to be happy in this material world by accepting material objects, but their plans will never be fulfilled. Therefore, in world history, we see that there have been many leaders who have died working hard. They could not just things they could not adjust things properly despite all their hard efforts. There were Napoleon, Hitler, Gandhi, Nehru, and many others, but they could not ultimately prevail. This is Durashaya. The ultimate goal of life is to understand Vishnu, yet people are going on blindly trying to satisfy their senses. If one blind man tries to lead another, what is the result? If both the leaders and followers are blind, they will all fall in a ditch, for they are all bound by their nature. Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing and chanting are the beginning of bhakti, devotional service. Therefore, it is said, Tani me Shraddha Dhanasya Kirtanai Anukirtaya. The word Anukirtaya means to follow the parampara system. First of all, we must receive the information from authorities. Then we can speak the truth. One first has to learn how to describe the absolute truth, Bhagwan, his actions, his mercy, and his compassion among all living beings. The Supreme Lord is more anxious to give us education and enlightenment than we are to receive them. He gives us his literature, his devotees, and the parampara system. But it is up to us to take advantage of these. The Krishna consciousness movement is intended to give society the proper understanding of the absolute truth. We are not presenting a manufactured bogus philosophy. Why should we unnecessarily waste our time concocting some philosophy? There is so much to be learned that has already been given by the supreme authority. All we have to do is take this Vedic literature, try to learn it, and distribute it. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission.
Simple. Read again this point. There are,
Why sh- the,
no, there are,
there is so much to be learned that has already been given by the supreme authority. All we have to do is take this Vedic literature, try to learn it, and distribute it. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. भारत भूमिते हेला मनुष्य जन्म यारा जन्म सार्थक करी कर पर उपकार चैतन्य
now instead
चरितामृत
of just say, Bharat Bhumi te hoila Manusya Janma Yar, not Yara,
भारत
Yaro.
यार भारत
Repeat.
भूमिते हेला मनुष्य जन्म यारा जन्म सार्थक करी कर पर उपकार चैतन्य चरितामृत आदि लीला chapter 9 verse 41. It is the duty of everyone, especially one born in the land of Bharatvarsha, India, to make his life successful by taking advantage of this Vedic literature. Unfortunately, we are simply trying to learn technology, and that is our misfortune. Real education means solving all life's problems.
Repeat again.
Transcendent,
It is a duty. You all are
it is a
Indians.
duty.
We all are Indians. Read again.
It is a duty of everyone, especially one born in the land of Bharatvarsha, India, to make his life successful by taking advantage of this Vedic literature. Unfortunately, we are simply trying to learn technology, and that is our misfortune. Real education means solving all life's problems. Transcendental education means learning how to gain relief from the entanglement of material life. This is made possible by learning about the Lord's transcendental activities.
So done now.
Yes.
Thank you. Krishna, can you stop the video sharing? Thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. See, with this we conclude our point. It is very, very good, intense discussion today. And whatever I have said are historical facts. Okay, we'll check it out. So that's why I'm not going to change, delete, chop, even if I've been told to do so. The historical facts, whatever I've said, including Nepal also. So these are the facts. If you want to accept it, accept it. Don't accept, don't accept it. No problem. My job is to speak the truth. I'll tell you one thing. Recently, I came across a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has written in his books many controversial things. Prabhupada has written. Moon landing also, about women inferior, all these things. Okay. Many of the disciples will try to say it is wrong, it is Prabhupada meant this and meant that and all that. He said, I have written, he said this. I have said it before, I'm saying it now. Prabhupada never spoke something to please the masses. He spoke the truth. It's for the benefit of all mankind. And I'm telling you, you don't think otherwise. Some of them are hard to digest, what he has spoken and what he has written by anybody. But this is a fact. And he has spoken, he has preached fearlessly. So we should try, at least within our system. We are not fighting. He fought with the whole world. We are not fighting with the whole world. We are educating our own selves, from his books. So he said this. Prabhupada spoke the truth. Do not try to water down, say Prabhupada meant this, meant that. He said this is what he said. Full stop. Nothing else. Okay. So that is the reason why, after deep understanding, and Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj had instructed me at this point. You must know everything what is going on. How will you preach? Maharaj told me. And how will people coming to you will know? So I'm telling you, you can learn yourself. Go on the search out yourself. So scriptural study is very important. Digesting is very important. History is very important to know before you take any further step. Otherwise, you'll be misguided. If you do not know the history, you will not know the today. You don't know today, you don't know the future. Okay? So it is very, very important. Please, keep an open mind, unbiased. Srila Prabhupada's books are very good, are perfect. Try and read we don't fight with anybody about anything. We just follow this. So when people criticize me, they cannot tell me anything. I don't fight with anybody. They say you are wrong. I said, okay. You are a foolish person. Yeah, okay. You're committing Vaishnava Aparadha. I said, okay. No problem. Everybody has a right to opinion, and I do all those things that I'm preaching. Now, I do not want, last thing I want is that people who follow our Hare Krishna WECAN follow with less. I tell them don't do this, or I do not give them full information. Ultimately, it's their call. Everybody has to go back to Godhead on their own. But those who are following nicely, sincerely, I spend my time praying for every one of you. And I want all of you to pray for your downline also. I told this before. You pray for your own teams, everyone who supported you, the leaders. I pray for all of you leaders and your teams. This is how we're going to have a parampara. Yeah? Very simple, no complication. All right. Now, before we finish today's discussion, you have any questions, anything to say? Please feel free. Because sometimes in the heat, some more questions can be asked, which you may forget. Shushri Mataji, yes.
Guruji, in the previous paragraph, it was said that Krishna is never anxious, but in this chapter, we are reading that Krishna is anxious to take us because he's thinking that how is this Krishna's internal potency who is thinking like this, or is it Krishna who is thinking that what can I do so that a person can come, like the Krishna is anxious?
Don't complicate things. Krishna is anxious to get all of us back to him.
Yes.
And if we are anxious to go back to him, he'll make all arrangements. Simple. Love is very simple. In love, there is no complications. Is this all right?
Yes.
Okay. Sure?
Yeah, but I have a question that it was written that Krishna will never be anxious. But
Krishna
Krishna, but this
is yeah.
is this Krishna or Krishna's internal potency who
No,
is
no, don't worry
anxious?
about internal potency. Krishna internal potency is the same thing. Don't worry. His external potency is also internal potency, which change the external potency. But what I'm trying to say is this, that Krishna is anxious. He's always anxious for us to go back to Godhead. He is not anxious about the material world. He's not anxious about anything else. He's anxious about his still living beings. Material world is his manifestation, separated part and parcel. This stars, moons, earth, water, fire, everything that is going on is him. He's not anxious about them. He's anxious about all living beings. He's created a situation that we come back to him. That is his anxiety.
But then Miss Y can counter question this. If there
Yeah,
is written above that if Krishna is not anxious, he's not doing any activity.
yeah,
Activity means that he's not thinking anything.
yeah,
Then in the below para it is written that Krishna is anxious to take us back. That means
yeah.
the Krishna is doing activity. How is this possible that Krishna is not doing any activity?
Okay, Miss Y, you read selectively. If you read, it is mentioned there that Krishna doesn't have any desire. He enjoys. He only enjoys. God only enjoys. Correct? That was discussed last week. All right. And then in the further paragraph, it was mentioned that he enjoys and he performs his pastimes along with his devotees. So that those of the living beings in this material world see those pastimes, they love it, and they want to take part of it, take part in it. That's why they go back to him. Okay, that is why he performs the activity. And he's anxious. Performing activities of two reasons. One is to enjoy himself, and ancillary reason is to bring back the devotee. Preaching is his ancillary reason. The main reason for it is his enjoyment. You'll understand it a little bit later on. Main thing is for his enjoyment, to say, how will my devotees enjoyment? Krishna is thinking, how are my devotees enjoying? Because his devotees enjoy more than him. Okay, so he's thinking, how is it? That's why he comes to his material world and enjoys with his devotee. To try and understand, how are my devotees enjoying more than me and getting more pleasure? And while doing so, the ancillary meaning is this, that all of us who are struggling, we see his party activities, study about it, was written then, and then we can go back to him. Miss Y, just like technology, you did not study on your first day in school, right? You started from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Jack and Jill went up the hill, and slowly. So this is how this philosophy will be taught to you. But this is the actual answer. Is this okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But remember the answer, you'll realize it over a period of time.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so next week we'll have our before we start the next chapter, I think we had a big discussion here. I want one point that we're going to change you from today's discussion. We're going to keep it with you. Not that I like it. Don't use the word I like it, what appeal to me. I don't want to hear this appeal, like, and all those things. The one point which I'm going to implement in my life, I want to hear that today. If it is not, no problem. Nothing important, no problem. Yes, you can say that. No problem. And I'll tell you what I did also for me. I'll tell you for me now. I can tell you now what I learned from today's discussion. There's no hypocrisy. I will not accept hypocrisy. Let me be the only last man standing against hypocrisy. But truth is a truth. You cannot have shades of gray. That's what I learned. And by not speaking the truth, you cannot go back to Godhead. Simple. That's the meaning which I understood. Okay. Any other burning questions any one of you have got before you give your realization? Because tomorrow, next week, half an hour with this, and then we can have a discussion. That's a very important chapter also. Any questions anybody has got? Okay, all right then. With this, we conclude today's discussion. Thank you very much. Shila Gurudev ki jai, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Vansha Kalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patita Ram Pavnebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. For any offenses that we have caused, we beg for forgiveness. And to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, they're just like desired trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone. And they're full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Hare Krishna. Okay, so whose turn is it to sing? Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. Is it my turn? I'm very tired today to sing. Can anybody else sing, please?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा माधव जी, आपका टर्न है आज.
नहीं Prabhuji. Didi is just sick.
दीदी की तबीयत ठीक नहीं है. अच्छा अच्छा, वेरी नाइस. तो आप गाओगे उनके बदले, उनके लिए? हाँ, आप गाने वाले हो उनके उनके लिए, उनके बदली. सॉरी. या ओके, चलो, वेरी नाइस माधव जी. अच्छी तरह से एक्शन से गाना, हम आपको फॉलो करेंगे, ठीक है ना? ओके, 1 2 3 स्टार्ट.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna,
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
Let's learn how we
We
can
must learn to work so nicely that
Krishna remembers you.
we must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things.
or doing bad things.
But you think again,
But you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win the end.
and you will win the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we are given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live it well, we can give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. To learn to live this way.
And when the time is up, we'll take a step above. We'll sing enough to him with a heart full of love.
And when your time is up, you take a step above. So sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glory and his fame. There's only with this world do ever become sin.
To chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question,
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
We can only remember Krishna
We can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. By God Chandra Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
All glorious to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glorious to the lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sahib Shri Mahavishnu Goswami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sahib Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Okay, Hare Krishna. So today the discussion was very special. You won't get the information, this discussion so easily from everybody. No? It came up very nicely with the mood, with the timing, the heat, and it warmed up very nicely. So hopefully you make the most of it. Think about it and cure realization 1 point next week, and be quickly so that we can. And one more thing, I always give you what we're going to study. So do you guys study before coming, or is fresh wherever you're studying going? Or don't answer. Nobody studies. You must study. That's why I give you the information. What we're studying. Just prepare and come. So you know what we're studying. So I'm not cheating you. Otherwise, how do you know what I'm teaching you is right or wrong? So you can read, you can think, you can prepare yourself and come. Simple as that. Hare Krishna. Okay. Krishna willing, we'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.